MLB Network's coverage of Major League Baseball is on the air. Should be a good one here this afternoon between the New York Mets and the Chicago Cubs. Two great hitters lead their teams to battle next on MLB Network. Jose Quintana gets the starting nod for the Cubs in this one. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, thanks, Matt. Lefty Jose Quintana taking the bump right now. Really like this guy. Not overpowering, but great command of the fastball. And he does something a lot of lefties don't do. He'll come in with that fastball to righties. Three-pitch guy. Fastball, curveball, changeup. Throws all three for strikes. Not an overpowering guy, but he is really a control artist.
Swing, line drive. That's going to be trouble. Heading for second is Reyes. And he's going to get to second now with nobody out.
If that's any indication, I think we're going to see some aggressive at-bats in this one. Take the first pitch of the game? No way. He squared it up and winds up on second base after a nice line drive. Great opportunity to get on the board right out of the blocks.
Here now is Asdrubal Cabrera. In past meetings with Jose Quintana, comes in with 6 hits in 25 tries. 7 strikeouts on the stat sheet as well. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Committed to that one a bit too soon as it locks him up for strike 1.
This is the stuff that infuriates a manager. You have to think the game. You got to know he's trying to pitch around you. You cannot swing at that pitch out of the zone.
Line hard to center field. Happ is there, and he has it for the first out. The relay, throw back to second, and that's a double play. And now a chance to meet the Mets. Who do you have your eye on, Dan?
Well, Matt, I can't wait to see if La Potencia, Yoenis Cespedes, can keep it going. You know, it's always interesting to see a hitter's lifetime numbers against a pitcher and vice versa. Well, in this matchup, he has some pretty impressive ownage, as they say. 4 home runs in past at-bats, so that's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Rizzo is there, and they go down in a hurry here as his side is quickly retired. Quick work there as the Mets are down on 4 pitches. And now it'll be the Cubs' turn in a scoreless ball game. Zach Wheeler is ready to go as he'll be on the mound for the Mets. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
One of the things we'll look for early, Matty, Zach Wheeler, at times control can be an issue. So one of the keys for Zach Wheeler, getting ahead early in counts.
Fastball down near the shoe tops. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Cubs leadoff batter. Fastball swung on and missed for the first out. And now time to check how Joe Madden has lined the Cubbies up in this one. Mark, daytime baseball at home. What do we need to know about these guys?
A huge key I see for this lineup is they're going to have to make this defense work. They're not afraid to kick a baseball around. If they can put the ball in play and make this defense beat themselves, they don't even have to worry about running into a 3-run home.
And he missed with it. It's 1-2.
But there's your textbook waste pitch right there. Try and get the eye level up. Let's see if he comes back with another fastball elevated or drops a hammer off.
So he sets him down swinging. Chris Bryant becomes the second out of the bottom of the first.
The main job of the number 1 and 2 hitters is to set the middle of the order up with an opportunity to do some damage. So when you strike both of them out, you're putting yourself in a pretty good position to make it through the teeth of the lineup without a whole lot of stress.
Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. 0-1. Behind 0-2 now. 2 out, nobody on. Now a fastball as he just reared up and let that one fly, and the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. Not too shabby. An inning in the books. No score on MLB Network. Digging in, Jay Bruce. He'll get us started in the top of the second. Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. Fouled off. And Bruce can't come up with that one as he swings through it for strike two. As anticipated, here's a ground ball now to the right side. And he'll take this to the bag himself, and the leadoff man set down to start the second.
So here's how the Chicago Cubs are positioned defensively. Let's take a look at catcher Wilson Contreras. This guy has got one of the best arms in the game. Think Gary Sanchez, but in the National League. Nobody wants to attempt stealing bags on this guy, and brings a powerful bat to the lineup.
And he will make the play out there, and there are two away now. Stepping up now, Todd Frazier. He'll work on keeping this top of the second alive. First pitch of the at-bat. Hit sharply on the ground. Russell with a great stop to first. He is out. The defense on display on this beautiful diving stoppage short. Through an inning and a half, no score on MLB Network. Here's the young catcher Wilson Contreras. He'll start things out here in a tie ball game. He's ready. Here's the first offering. And a neck-high fastball that time. A slider that just grabs the outside corner. Count is 1-2 now.
Classic change of speeds right there. Threw the hitter's timing off. Got a late foul ball. Interested to see where he goes now.
Now a swing and a miss as he picks up another one. Make it 4 strikeouts already, and there's your first out.
Okay, here's how the Mets are lining up defensively. And guys, the thing I want you to take a look at today is in today's game, the new age, everyone wants to move around. This manager does not like to shift a lot. Maybe a step to your right or left, but there's a lot of trust that the pitchers are going to execute. So let's see how it works out for them in this one.
At the plate, Kyle Schwarber. He has no prior history against this pitcher. Swung on and missed for the first strike.
As this game progresses, I don't think he's going to want to miss in that spot down the middle of the plate much more. It's early. They're a little less aggressive right now, so he's able to get away with it.
A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2. Lays off that time, and it's 1-2.
Well, that's a great take there, right there, on that slider down and in. That's one of the toughest pitches to lay off of as a hitter. That hard breaking ball coming down and in at the back foot. A tough take on a good pitch.
And this is strike 3 called. Make it 5 straight punch-outs. 2 away now.
Man, he is looking flat out unhittable on the mound right now. That's 5 straight punch-outs. I love it, but I think he might want to get his defense involved at some point so they don't fall asleep.
Here's Addison Russell. Popped him up. And Reyes will put this one away, and the side is retired. Cubs are down in order. We'll move to the third with no score. It's a great day for baseball here in Chicago as we welcome you back to this MLB Network broadcast from Wrigley Field. Into the box now, Adrian Gonzalez. 7-8-9, bottom of the order set to go here in the third. Here comes the first pitch. Pulls this one into the air out into right field. Hayward giving chase. Looks it into his glove, and there's one gone. So digging in now, Travis d'Arnaud. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Almost a worm burner as he misses on a low fastball. Ball one.
Finally a take. No, seriously, that's the first pitch they've taken the entire game.
Swung on and lifted in the air to left center. And he'll put it away now without much of a problem. 2 gone now here in the third. So here's the Mets pitcher, Zach Wheeler. Quintana gets the sign. First pitch on its way. Takes a look at one catching the outside corner.
He looks really strong here early in this game, and that fastball is a good example. Put that thing in a great spot and right where he wanted it.
Third inning, no score to this point. Towards second, and this is taken for the out. Stick around because Jason Hayward will lead things off when we come back. Home half of the third coming up. No score. Here's Jason Hayward now. 7, 8, and 9 to start the home third.
Not much going on offensively so far for these guys. 6 up, 6 down. We'll see if the bottom part of the lineup can get something going.
Well, the home crowd seems a little restless, so I'm sure they'd appreciate it. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Behind 0-2 now. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fouled away. There's a swing and a high pop-up. Frazier moving to his left. Oh, no. He totally missed it. Barehanded on the move.
Well, I'm not sure if he played this a little too nonchalant or he took his eye off the ball a little bit early or what, but it's never a good look when you can't make a play on a pop-up like that one.
Here's Javier Baez as he'll take a look at a strike right down the middle. It's 0-1. His career line against Wheeler, he's 1 for 3. And they go right after him here as he swings and misses. Strike 2.
I mean, these guys look more like lumberjacks than professional hitters right now. They're hacking at everything.
Got him to miss the breaking ball there. Javier Baez is dealt with for the first out in the bottom of the inning.
That was some nice execution on that pitch. Spotted it nicely down around the bottom of the zone. And when you do that, especially with 2 strikes, not a lot of guys are going to hurt you. You're going to get a lot of ground balls and swings and misses down there.
And Adrian will come in and just swipe that thing away in foul territory. And good hustle to get over and tag him for the out.
Sacrifice was in order right there as he gets the bunt down right there. And sometimes it's easier to just tag him instead of making that throw to first base.
And that'll bring in the Pittsburgh area native Ian Happ. And he's a bit tardy there on the first pitch fastball. It's 0-1. 0 for 1 here in the early going. A swing and he pulls it down the line and deep. And that nearly broke our scoreless tie. Instead, it's a foul ball. Wheeler is there and the side is retired. Cubs strand 1. We'll head to the 4th, still scoreless. Back to the top of the order now, and stepping in is the shortstop, Jose Reyes.
This game is rolling right along as we move into the middle innings with no score. You'd think by now one of these 2 teams would be able to get some base runners on and get them in, but that hasn't been the case.
Strike 1 to start the at-bat. Now here it comes. Drilled to the left side. And trouble aboard now as that's a base hit for Reyes. So with that, the Mets have a runner aboard to get the inning underway.
I think that base hit surprised him more than anything. He's gotten so used to setting guys down at 9 in a row at that point that he just assumed he'd get him too.
Standing in as Dribble Cabrera.
No matter, we got him. Go home net.
He's set. Here it comes. Out in front of a fastball as this is ripped down the left field line. That's going to be a fair ball. Reyes is on his way home. And the run will score as the Mets have claimed the early 1-0 advantage.
He was not messing around in that at-bat, looking for a first pitch fastball all the way, and that's exactly what he got. Nice job to rip it down the line and drive in a run at the same time. He'll feel good about that one.
Here's Yoenis Cespedes. Swung on and hit pretty well out to deep left field. And that'll hit off the ivy out there. And they'll put the brakes on at third. Runners at the corners with nobody out.
Nice piece of hitting right there. Looked like the guy on second had to respect it and freeze a little bit.
He had to freeze there for a second to make sure that line drive gets through, but eventually does get to third base.
Here's Jay Bruce now, as he'll follow one into the dirt and come up empty for the first strike. And they're runners at the corners now. Comes set and the 0-1. Second pitch is chopped foul right at home plate, and he's behind now 0-2.
Can't imagine he comes back with a third breaking ball. That hitter looked like he timed that one up pretty well and just missed it, fouling it away.
A bullet to first base, and they'll put the tag on him heading back to first. It's a double play. Here's Juan Lagares now. He's got a base hit tonight. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. Quintana sets. Here's the first pitch. Line drive to left. And a base hit, and that'll get the run in from third.
Boy, he had to be sitting on a fastball, Dero, right there, because he pulls this one and gets the barrel to it to drive that runner in from third.
Yeah, Dan, you can tell he was sitting all over it. You don't get to a fastball like that without knowing it's coming. Nice piece of hit.
Here's Todd Frazier now. He'll swing and lift a ball foul off to the left and out of play. Frazier, or the Todd Father as he's affectionately called. He was a first-round pick back in the draft of 2007.
Yeah, he has turned himself into a really nice ball player. I wouldn't put him on a superstar level, but you know what? They didn't miss with this pick either. You go into high rounds and you carve out a career the way this guy has, nice pick.
Lagares is off at first with 2 away. Here's a shot to left field and deep. Look at this. Into the bleachers and gone. A 2-run homer that time for Todd Frazier. And the Mets have jumped out to a 4-0 lead. I'm sure you know it's coming after that bomb. That's right. Let's check it out on Show Track. And as the numbers come in, we see it was projected at over 450 feet. An incredible home run to watch. Here's Adrian now, as he connects on the first pitch with a fly ball to center, and he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. So it's 4. Here's Chris Bryant now. He's 0 for 1 thus far.
Lots of baseball left in this one as we're still early on, but you don't want to fall too far behind. They're already down by a bundle, and one of the things you want your leadoff guy to get on and set the table for the big boys to start driving in some runs.
Boy, and that's about as bad as you can fool a guy. It's 1 and 2.
After that swing, you just got to reset yourself. You still have a strike to work with, and you can't be thinking about how silly you just looked on that last pitch.
A ball and 2 strikes from Zach Wheeler. Hard hit at third. Throw on to first, and one third baseman grounds out to the other, 1 away. So 1 gone in the inning, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Anthony Rizzo. First pitch of the at-bat. Sent on the ground out to second. Throw on to Gonzalez, and that's out number 2. So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Wilson Contreras. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Ball 1. Contreras is a player referred to as clutch by teammates, coaches, and of course the media. He seems to find himself in pressure situations often, and it's hard to find many instances where those moments have gotten the best of him. It just appears he really relishes the big spot. Inside for a ball as he falls behind to him here. 3 and 1.
Time for him to attack on the mound. He knows his team's struggling offensively. Don't mess around and try and nibble. Just be on the attack and let them beat you.
They haven't been able to register a hit against this guy, but at least they have a base runner here. We'll see if that leads to something.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Missed with a slider. And there's a pitch that just misses the inside corner.
Well, both of those balls have been inside, so if I'm hitting, I'm looking for something I can get my arms extended on. Probably won't come back inside for a third time.
And that's in there above the belt, so it's even now. 2 and 2.
Love the fact the pitcher challenged him in that spot right there. Didn't love the location. But I got to be honest with you, I think he's got him.
Got him looking, and that'll do it. The inning is over. 1 left for the Cubs. They're on the short end of a 4-0 score. Here's the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. And, Dan, I'm sure the starter on the mound would like to hit the rewind button on that last inning.
Oh, no doubt about that, Mac. That was a really rocky frame, but clearly not enough to chase him from this game. We'll see if he's still shaking a bit or if he's able to put this behind him.
And the 5th inning will start with a ground out, 1 away. Ready now, Zach Wheeler. Hit it hard but lined out in his first at-bat. And a ball, 1-0.
His pitch count is in a really good place at this point in the game. He's pounding the zone and getting first pitch outs just like he did on the last guy. We might see him work deep into this game if he keeps this up.
The 1-0. Just got a piece up the line, but it gets fouled. A 1-1 count. Here's the pitch to first. And he'll step on first for the out. 3 unassisted. So it's back to the top of the order now. And stepping in is the shortstop, Jose Reyes. Quintana into the windup. First pitch on its way. Takes a look down at the knees for a strike. Line towards center field. And that ball gets down out near the wall and should be extra bases. And he'll make it to second base now with 2 gone. Now to the plate, Asdrubal Cabrera. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And a breaking ball stays outside.
Boy, the curveball just hasn't been there this afternoon, and this is this guy's bread and butter pitch, especially when he gets ahead of hitters. He needs to find that curveball again.
softly hit out towards short. And nothing will come of the two-out double as the inning is over. Danger averted following the two-out double. More baseball on MLB Network right after this. The next Cub up, Addison Russell. He leads off in the bottom of the fifth as they look to break through on the scoreboard for the first time in this one.
Yeah, baseball is a game of adjustments, and it's time they start making some. They don't need to change their entire approach necessarily, but now is maybe when they start thinking about ways to get the guy on the mound out of his rhythm a bit.
Hold on here, though. You can see the skipper heading out of the dugout now, so that very close safe call might be challenged.
Yeah, I wasn't so sure about him being safe either, but here's another shot of it right here. Not easy to tell for sure from that shot. Going to be interesting to see what they want to do with this one.
So here's the signal from the bench, and they will indeed ask for the play to be reviewed. So the umpires will get on the horn with the replay operations center in Manhattan and attempt to get a definitive answer on this play.
Okay, we're going to get one more look at it right here. Is there enough video evidence to overturn this call? You know, I think there is. The shot right there makes it look like the ball beat him to first. Looks like a well-used challenge.
Okay, so it looks like the umpires are wrapping up their decision, and off comes the headset, and he's out. So the original call is overturned, and instead of having a base runner at first, the bases will now be empty. Here's Jason Hayward now.
He'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory.
He comes in 0 for 1 on the day thus far after reaching on an error his first time up. Awfully close with the slider there, but it's 1-1.
I know he buried that slider in right there, but that's a dangerous pitch. If he doesn't pot commit and bury that inside, it leaks out over the plate. He can get hurt with that pitch.
A fastball that just misses inside. And they set up away with the fastball, but it misses. 3-1. Javier Baez will be next. Hayward takes as that pitch misses for ball 4. He'll take the walk.
Whoa, you know a pitcher is really fighting himself when he misses a zone by that much. I'm surprised the catcher could even bring that in.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. A breaking ball taken at the knees for strike 1.
We're moving along in this one, heading into the middle innings. This guy continuing to pitch well, and one of the reasons why, first pitch strike ratio over 70% up to this point in this game.
Got him. And that's 8 strikeouts now for him in the ball game. Still a little early to start talking about these things. There you go, right there. A big goose egg in that hit column, worth keeping in mind as we get later into the afternoon. Good bite to the slider, and he takes strike 1. And he misses with it. 1-1. Cubs to this point have yet to break into the hit column. 1-2 now. Almora, a native Floridian. He's in his rookie year. A swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that will do it. Strand 1. They trail here 4-0. Mike Montgomery takes over to start the 6th inning on the mound. Here's Yoenis Cespedes, popped out and singled in his 2 trips to the plate.
You know, Madden, every team has that one guy, and Yoenis Cespedes is that guy for the Mets. Completely changes that complexion of that Mets betting order.
First delivery to him on the way. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Happ waits on it, and he hauls it in for the first out of the inning. Here's Jay Bruce now. First delivery to him on the way. Not surprisingly here, this is on the ground to the right side. And he'll step on first for the out. 3 unassisted. Striding in once again, Juan Lagares. 1 for 2 in the ball game thus far. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. There's a drive high in the air and deep to left center field. But that'll hit off the wall in left center. And he will pull into second with a 2-out double.
Now batting, third baseman,
Todd Frazier will stand in again as we flash you back here to the 4th inning. This was a 2-run home run that was definitely one of the big blows of the ball game to this point. First pitch on its way. And this is pulled foul as he was way out in front there. 0-1, here's the pitch. And he jumps at a changeup, a swing and a miss. Strike 3 on a pitch in the dirt. Contreras gathers, but he's not going to have a play, and they'll allow him to reach first after the strikeout. And not what he wanted to do there, is now they'll need 4 outs to get out of this inning. Here's Adrian now. Looking to wiggle out of this. Here it is. Popped him up. Baez has a play. No trouble with this one, and the inning is over. 2 left for the Mets, but they hold a 4-0 lead. And that will bring in the Pittsburgh area native Ian Happ.
We're moving through the middle of this ball game right now. If they want to get things going, how about trying to get some base runners on, or at least get a base hit? They don't have any hits going into this part of the game.
Wheeler's ready. First pitch on the way. And I'm not sure you can get fooled worse than that. It's 0-1.
You see that swing right there? You know what that tells me, boys? That this pitcher is doing his job right here. But also the offense is obviously not picking anything up today.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Ripped down the first base line. But a foul ball, and the count holds at 0-2. And he fouls this one off. The 0-2 once more. Is a wave and a miss. He struck him out.
That's 10 strikeouts for him now, and I'll tell you, he could rack up quite a few more before he's done. Still a lot of game left in this one.
Takes a look at one catching the outside corner.
You know, guys, sometimes guys don't like pulling the trigger 0-0. They want to see something go by, calibrate the speed, calibrate the brake, and then make their adjustments off that. Maybe that's the case right here.
And this runs inside, and that looked like it got him pretty good.
Wow, I'm not sure if he was looking past this guy to the slugger coming up or just lost focus. But now the big bat steps to the plate with a great RBI opportunity.
Now time is called, and this could very well be to buy a few more pitches for those relievers. Anthony Rizzo stands in now. Hit back toward the mound. Flip of his glove for one. On to first, it's a double play. As their woes continue, the inning is over. Cubs are down quietly. They're down 4-0. Here's the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. His head-to-head history with Montgomery. He's 0 for 4. Here's the first pitch to him. Line toward the gap in left center. And that's in for a base hit. Make it a 1 for 3 games so far.
Don't sleep on the bottom of the order right there. He broke out all ambush tactics. First pitch fastball, middle in. He's able to drive that for a nice single.
Next to hit will be the pitcher, Zach Wheeler. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. Return to Nimmo. Come on to pinch hit now with a runner at first and nobody out.
Number 9.
And he starts him out with a strike on the outer half. Has a look, now the pitch. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Happ moves over, makes the play, 1 away. Here's the shortstop now, Jose Reyes. Here's the first pitch to him. Swing and a ground ball to third. A dive, and oh, he can't hang on. And he'll reach first as they can't make the play on him.
Obvious pitch recognition right there. 0-0 changeups usually get guys out in front, but he was able to stay back, recognize it, and drive it for a base hit.
So striding in as Drupal Cabrera. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. A swing and a miss at the big curveball.
As a hitter, you know the pitcher's trying to work you down around the knees in a double play situation, so making him get a pitch up and actually in the zone is a must.
The 0-1 pitch. Here's a strike.
You know, I think that curveball in the previous pitch had him thinking about getting another one, because there's no reason he shouldn't have had a big rip at that fastball. That was right in every hitter's happy zone.
Here's the 0-2. And he'll try to get back now, but it's not going to work. The throw hangs him out to dry, and that'll end the inning. Rafael Montero gets the call from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home 7th. Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras. He'll start things out here in the bottom of inning number 7.
Starting to run out of time. They haven't been able to score any runs as we're moving late into this one. A perfect time for this leadoff guy to try to get on base and ignite a rally.
And 1-1 as this one's in on the hands. Sent out to straightaway center field. Under it, Lagares, and there's 1 away. So striding forward now, Kyle Schwarber. It's been an 0-for-2 effort for him to this point. Way in front of that fastball. No runs, no hits, 1 error for the Cubs to this point. Behind 0-2 now. He struck him out. The 3rd time he's fanned in the game.
One of the toughest pitches to hit, the straight changeup, right? El Cambio. Hadn't seen it in that entire at bat. And what happens? Gets the string pulled on him right there. Had no chance to put that ball in play.
Here's Addison Russell. As he'll take a look at a strike on the outside corner, it's 0-1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Cespedes is there. And that ends the inning. Stepping in, Yoenis Cespedes. He flew out in his last at-bat. First pitch of the at-bat. Sent out to straightaway center field. Happ waits on it. And he hauls it in for the first out of the inning. Stepping into the box, Jay Bruce. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. And here's a fastball called for strike one. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike.
Four runs, 10 hits.
One error in the game for the Mets thus far. And right into the shift. Rizzo was there, and he'll step on first for the out. 3 unassisted. Now at the plate, Juan Lagares, 2 for 3 with a double on his line so far. First pitch of the at-bat. Takes a look down at the knees for a strike. Behind 0-2 now. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. He goes the other way as this is hit in the air toward the gap in right center. And Hayward will make the catch, and that ends the inning. Down in order go the Mets. They lead it 4-0. Ready for another shot now, Jason Hayward. It was a walk in his last trip.
We're moving right along into this one as we head into the late innings. Listen, if you want to score, you got to have to bunch some hits together, and they haven't been able to do that so far. So hopefully this leadoff guy, this will be the right guy at the right spot to get something going.
The windup and the 0-1. Fastball that he's way out in front of. A swing and a miss.
Hey, you could tell his eyes lit up on that ball right there. It was a little up, but it was out over the plate. Tough pitch to pull, and this guy's known for going deep pull side.
Pulled high in the air out to right field. Bruce has a read on it. 1 down. Here's Javier Baez. In terms of the head-to-head with Rafael Montero, just a couple of matchups, no hits in 2 at-bats. First pitch coming, here it is. No balls and 1 strike. A 1 pitch on its way. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Popped him up. Gonzalez over to his left. 2 down. Tommy La Stella will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Number 2, Tommy La Stella.
And they'll start him with a changeup, but this is too high. Ball 1. 1-1 to Tommy La Stella.
We're seeing quite a few pitches up from him right now, and that can obviously be dangerous. A Colts
Bullet to second base. A fine play, and that ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. They're on the short end of a 4-0. Steve Cishek enters from the pen to start the 9th inning as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. Next up from New York, Todd Frazier. And if you remember, I'm sure he does, he hit a round tripper back in the 4th. And now time is called for and granted by home plate umpire Clyde Washington. Here's the first pitch to him, and we kick off the 9th inning with a swinging strike here. 0-1. Into the corner and slicing foul. 0-2 delivery. And a swing and a miss. Good pitch there for the first out here in the ninth.
Really good late bite on that slider right there. The best ones have that late action that just darts at the last minute. They're so tough to get the bat on, and when you've got that good slider going, it's a great strikeout pitch.
Here comes the first pitch. A little bouncer. Foul ball, however, strike one. Cishek stands 6'6" and throws from the right side. He was a 5th-round pick back in the draft of 2007.
Hey, nothing has been handed to this guy. Drafted in the middle rounds, and he has found his way in the big leagues. This has turned out to be a really nice pick.
Hit down the line at first. Rizzo is there, and he'll step on first himself for the out. Coming to the plate now, Travis d'Arnaud. He singled his last time up. He's set, and the pitch. Popped high in the air. Russell is under it. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Mets go down 1-2-3, but they're in front 4-0. And that'll bring in the Pittsburgh area native Ian Happ. He went down on strikes last time up. Jerry Familia takes the mound here. Not a safe situation, of course, because of the big lead, but he'll try to finish it out nonetheless. And that misses for ball one. Good splitter there, and it's even at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Lazy fly ball out to center field. Lagares is going to get there. 1 out. Here's Chris Bryant now. Lifetime against Familia. He's hitless in 3 at-bats. Ball 1 to start the at-bat. And there's one well above the zone for a ball.
This is a big out to get right here. This is their best hitter. He's a great hitter, and he's a guy that kind of spark plug. He gets this team going. So if I'm on the mound right now, you really want to try to get this guy out to hopefully keep them from getting a potential big inning started.
Hit hard on the ground to second. Cabrera's up with it. Throw on to first gets him, and that means the Cubs are down to their final out now. Anthony Rizzo stands in now. He is the last man to stand in the way of possible history here this afternoon. Here's the first pitch to him. Tough pitch to lay off. The slider stays high for ball 1. 2 out, nobody on. 1-1 the count to the Cubs first baseman.
That is such a tough pitch to lay off right there, but you have to find a way. There's nothing you're going to do with that low sinker except foul it into your shin or hit a ground ball to the left side.
The Cubs are down to their final strike here. Here's a pop-up now. Behind the plate, but room for d'Arnaud. And that'll do it as he puts the squeeze on that one. And with a whimper there, that will be the final out of the ball game.
Yeah, you know what's amazing? A combined no-hitter is even more rare than a complete game no-hitter. So it's not something you see every day or every year for that matter. And that's what you call a total team effort.
Well, we watched a really solid starting pitching performance, kept the opposition at bay, and as a result, he's our top player of the game.
Yeah, probably the easiest player of the game decision we'll have to make all year. He got some help along the way from his defense, but all in all, this was his show, and he winds up in the history books with a no-hitter.
What's next for me? I'm just fulfilling my destiny. Yeah, my pops told me he was proud. I don't think he knew what that meant to me. Yeah, you try to take advantage of me. Before you die, you'll be dead to me. Before you die, you'll be dead to me.
The final line score for this afternoon's ball